Should Ben Simmons play in Game 4?
No. Skip, if his back hurts after the little simulation that he did, which is the 4-on-4 Skip, they're not being physical out there, and he woke up the next morning and his back sore. What the hell you think his back's gonna feel like when he get into an actual game with the intensity that it is in an elimination game? Remember, we talked about this with Tiger. I said, Skip, now it's one thing to chip and putt and do all that other stuff, but just imagine that Thursday when he walked. Now he gonna wake up Friday morning and he's gonna be sore than he was, and so forth and so on. Ben Simmons, that little simulation sent his back into a frenzy. Hell, Skip, we've been trying to rack our brains. Everybody, we trying to find out the Pythagorean theory. We're trying to figure out how did Ben Simmons herniate a disc in his back when he's just been sitting on the sidelines.
It's hard to do.
It is. Skip, I just see a guy that doesn't look. I see a guy that's immensely talented. A guy that's 6'10.5", can handle the ball, he can defend. But Skip, I see a guy that doesn't love the game. There's no burning desire to get better. Skip, I can give you, look at the guys in this draft. Look at Brandon Ingram, second pick. Jaylen Brown, third pick. You look at the year after. You look at Jason Tatum. Look at Donovan Mitchell. All those guys have gotten exponentially better. What has Ben Simmons done?
Well, don't get me started. All he did is make 3 straight All-Star teams and 2 straight first-team All-Defense.
I give you an opportunity. I'll give you Ben Simmons, or you can have Brandon Ingram, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, or Donovan Mitchell. Which one you taking?
I'm taking Ben Simmons.
Oh, you taking
all day and all night.
I'm taking
Ben Simmons.
And that's what you got. That's what they did. They took Ben Simmons, and you see what he is? He's sitting there like he in a spring and summer fashion show. That's what he's doing. Skip, I'm not surprised at all. What is the history? You said the man quit on Philly. I can't believe what I can't understand about you.
Well, the truth is he quit on LSU. If you want to know the God's truth, he wouldn't even play in the NIT when they got called to the NIT.
Okay, think about what you just said. Here's a guy that's quit on you on 2 different occasions.
Yes, but you told me that they quit on him before he quit on Philly.
Yes. Oh, right? What we had this conversation about 12 months ago this time, Skip. I said it's over for him. You look at his makeup and how he's built, Skip. He wasn't coming back from that. He doesn't take the criticism very well. So you have to walk on eggshells and be careful what you say around him. And so because Doc Rivers was not careful, Joel Embiid basically slammed the eggs down and broke them all. Like, I'm tired of this. Let's just stop dilly-dallying around and just call it what it is. But Skip, I'm not surprised. The man said his back's hurt. I don't know how hard he's working, but Skip, you remember, hold on. Nick Friedel, I saw he had a thing. Ben Simmons at 6'10.5", dunked the basketball and looked at the man and said, make sure you get that. Get what? Bro, you 6'10". You should be able to dunk. But what else are you going to add to the table? Skip, I think what happened, and you've been around the game of football, you know, guys, your teammates, the coaches put pressure on you. Hey, Ben, you're going to be ready to go Game 4, right? Ben thinking all the time to himself, I'm not playing no Game 4. Yeah, I think I'm going to be ready, man. I'm feeling better, getting better and better every day. And the peer pressure is real, Skip, in professional sports.
Is it?
And I think Ben got some of that, and then Ben got a little simulation of 4-on-4, and he's like, nah, I ain't feeling it. And if you don't love the game, Skip, the least little bump, I'm out. So I'm not surprised. I know a lot of people like, man, Ben, nah. All professional athletes aren't built the same. Some guys are going to try to play through everything, even though they shouldn't. And some guys are not playing through anything, even though they should. He's one of those guys that's not playing. If he don't wake up, and if it's not 75 and sunny, and he's feeling 1,000%, I'll be like, nah, I'm good, bro. Y'all go and hold that thing down. I'll see y'all next year.
Yep. So maybe he herniated his disc trying to pick up his check. Is that possible?
Yeah. Well, he wasn't getting no check.
Well, in Philly, he filed a grievance for $20 million, but he was supposed to make $33 total million this year, and I assume he's been picking up some checks. I don't know. All I know is he's the most stylish, non-playing bench player that I've ever seen. He's getting more television time almost than KD or Kyrie by just standing up on the bench, right?
Oh, he's straight out of a spring and summer catalog.
Yeah, there you go. Way to go. Okay, my issue with all of the above is that everybody is missing the point. The point is not Game 4. I don't blame him one bit for not playing in Game 4 because who would want to play for that team against that team? Have you been watching what's been happening in Games 1, 2, and 3?
Yes.
Do you really think it's going to just turn around on its head tonight? I don't. I've seen it. Huh?
You did?
I did not.
No, you said they get Ben Simmons back. He can defend.
Okay, I said that before going into the series. Give me Ben Simmons in game one. I got something going on, and that was my caveat. Will he mysteriously, shockingly show up for game one? Well, he's been sitting over there on the bench for all the way since the trade deadline.
Yes.
What is the problem? And they said, well, he's doing a little of this and a little of that, but he's not playing any basketball. And I'm like, why not? Where did this mysterious, even more mysterious, he's got a herniated disc? Baloney he does. I'm not buying it. They're still trying to sell it to give him some kind of injury pass. I don't know. And then it felt like management was trying to turn up the heat under him. Yeah. Let's shoot for game 4. Why would you shoot for game 4? Why not shoot for game 1? What have you been doing all my life, right? Where have you been? I didn't care about game 4 because, is he ducking game 4? Sure he is, because he's saying, we're about to get swept. Who in his right mind, seriously, who in his right mind would want to subject himself to the first game he's played the whole freaking season in game 4 against the Boston Celtics, who have dominated the Brooklyn Nets?
No, Ben Simmons said, y'all about to get swept.
That's what I'm saying.
And it's going to lead to caveat.
That's correct.
If they'd have had Ben Simmons, who knows? If they'd had Ben, it might have been different.
Yeah, this way you leave it up in the air like, well, maybe if you'd had, maybe me. So I'm gonna style out tonight. I'm gonna sit over there and be like a sore thumb, a brilliant sore thumb sitting over there on the bench, reminding everybody, if I'd been here, maybe it would have been different.
Exactly.
And you get a whole offseason to
do what?
Heal your herniated disc, I guess. I don't know what you do. Just to hang out and chill out and cool out and do whatever you do that doesn't have anything to do with basketball. I continue to defend him because I remind you, he was the Rookie of the Year, then he made 3 straight All-Star teams, then he made 2 straight first-team All-Defenses, and he held little Trae Young, and I can't wait until we talk about Trae Young here in a few minutes on this show. He held him to 5 of 23, maybe not that hard to do, but 5 of 23 in that Game 7 in Philadelphia. Obviously, the Sixers lost in the end because Ben Simmons has free throw line demons late in games. Like somebody else I know, that guy. Lagon, we miss you, man. We miss you.
About to be Kadun.
Really? Huh. Well, it is about to be Kadun, and I agree with that because it's Kevin Durant. It's Kevin Durant. So my point is, I defend him on what his track record is. It's a proven track record in professional basketball.
It's hard to fight a battle when your family members, Skip, because at the end of the day, I got my family. You know, my family got my back. Well, his family didn't have his back.
Nope.
His family was Joel Embiid and Doc Rivers, and they didn't have his back. They probably could have withstood this. All the Philly fans and the media coming at Ben. If they would have fortified and put up a fortress with Ben, he might could have overcome it. But once he saw that wasn't happening and water started to seep through the dam, it was over. And I told you the next day, Skip, I said, Skip, he ain't never played again. No, Doc can work this out. I said, no, he's not. I didn't think Ben Simmons was going to play when they got him, Skip. I think the rumors, they say he's going to shoot for game 4. I thought that was pressure placed on him by the organization and the peer pressure. KD and all them other guys were, hey, Ben, you going to be ready, bro? Hey, we know we going to ball out when you get in there, Ben. And Ben was like, yeah, I'm about, nah. Skip, Dick. But remember I told you, Skip, when they started, I think Woj broke it that he's targeting game 4. I said, Skip, game 4, they could be down 3-0.
And they are. Right on schedule. And Woj, in his latest report about why he won't play, says that everyone at the team practice facility was surprised and disappointed by this sudden announcement that his herniation has flared up again. I got it, but seriously, why would you be surprised? Right? I get disappointed, but again, have you people at the facility been watching what your team has been doing on the floor?
With that, Skip, and plus Ben. Skip, what is he? Skip, you see him every day. Does he look like he's getting down on a defensive position? Does it seem like he's working really hard? Skip, I just felt that Ben Simmons looking at him and people like, man, look at Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant came back and picked right up where he left off. Do you know the kind of time that Kevin Durant put in the summer? Do you understand the kind of time Klay Thompson? Does Ben Simmons strike you as a guy that's busting his butt? Look at Brandon Ingram, the jump that he's made, Skip. Look at Jason Tatum. We're going to talk about this. People talk about Jason Tatum is passing Kevin Durant. That's because he put the time in. Look at Donovan Mitchell. Look at Jaylen Brown. All these guys have gotten better while Ben Simmons has stayed the exact same player. Skip, I'm not trying to take away that he's been to the All-Star game. I'm not trying to take away that he's an all-defensive player. But, Skip, you watched B.I. last night. You watched him against your Clippers. You watched him against the Lakers. And you watched him this. That dude's on the heel. He's been every bit the player Jason Tatum is. In these playoffs right now, he's going head-to-head. I know they dookies, and they're a year apart. But, Skip, Ben Simmons has not gotten better. Ben Simmons has not improved this game to what it should be.
I can't even answer that question because I haven't seen him for a whole year, so I don't know if he's gotten better or worse. I have no idea. Usually when you don't play, you get worse,
okay.
Right?
How about a return date? TBD.
Okay. All right. I got it. Woj also reported that Simmons had expressed eagerness and optimism through his ramp-up about the possibility of making his season debut in this series. Well, if that's true, then you should have been hell-bent to play in Game 1 because now it's up for grabs.
Right.
And maybe if you could have played 15, 18 minutes a night on defense, maybe you would have given them a little bit of a boost.
That man woke up after simulation practice on 4-on-4 with a hurt back. You think he can make it 15 minutes?
I don't know. I have no idea. But the point is, he didn't.
No.
And now we're to Game 4. And if you've been watching what has happened, right before...
I've been watching.
Yeah.
I've been watching.
Right before my very eyes, the player I've been calling the best player on the planet, the best basketball player on the planet, has turned into a basket case or been turned into one by the Boston Celtics defense.
Yes.
I have never, ever in my career seen anything quite like this. We all had huge respect. You had huge respect for what Kevin has achieved.
Yes.
After that series against the eventual champion Milwaukee Bucks last year, my respect for him was off the charts up into the stratosphere.
Okay.
Because he barely nearly beat the Milwaukee Bucks by himself. And he went to the Olympics and led us, saved us, then led us to gold medal. In the gold medal game, after Damian Lillard bricked 2 free throws, he said, give me the damn ball and get out of my way. I'll go down there and make my free throws. And one thing he has done in this series is make free throws. He made 18 out of 20 in Game 3. Then
But he only
last night,
2.
he only attempted 2, and they came with 6 minutes left in the game. What are you doing? So he is so messed up right now, so mixed up, so completely out of sync, out of rhythm, out of mind, lost all confidence. What have I always called Kevin Durant? He is the most sensitive or oversensitive superstar I have ever seen.
Okay.
What does he have? Burner accounts on Twitter. What does he do? He goes back at nobodies on Twitter. And you say, Kevin, you're Kevin bleeping Durant. Why would you stoop to fire back at some teenager up in Canton, Ohio, like in his basement in Canton, right? Who's never going to exactly make any Hall of Fame.
Right.
The point is that he is the most thin-skinned superstar I've ever seen because he can take it. He'll internalize so quickly. And when we saw him leave Russell Westbrook and go to Golden State, I thought he is going to crumble under the pressure of being in the NBA Finals with the whole spotlight on him to carry Golden State past LeBron and company in ways that they couldn't last the year before without him.
Yes.
And what did he do? He rose. He shone in Game 3 and a Game 3 in LeBron's house in back-to-back finals. He basically won the MVP in those 2 games.
Yes.
And so you say he's at the highest level, but he's still incredibly thin-skinned. And when somebody finally basically just smacked him right in the mouth with physical defense, he just crumbled right before your very eyes. And then his interviews after games are painful to watch because he's second-guessing, third-guessing, fourth-guessing. I was too aggressive in games 1 and 2. And now in Game 3, I decided to just try to get my teammates involved. What?
But Skip, he's not a natural passer of the ball.
No.
So he can pass, but that's not his natural gift. LeBron James has a natural gift to pass the ball.
Absolutely.
But Skip, it's kind of like the Tom Brady. And it's like, well, all it takes is do what the Giants did. Well, you don't have a straight hand. You don't have a tuck. You don't have an Olsen. You don't have a Canty. So you can't do that. This is the first time they can trot out Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart, Daniel Tice, Al Horford. They can throw Robert Williams. They can throw 7 guys at him, at least 6'5", and can get physical with him because you know why? You couldn't do that in Golden State because Them two light-skinned fellows over there, Clay and Steph.
Yep.
So you better not double-click Kevin Durant and leave them wide open.
Yep.
Now, they saying, Bruce Brown, you can't score enough. Seth Curry, you can't score enough. Gordon Dragic, we not even worried about you. Drum, Grip, we not worried about y'all. It's two guys that can hurt us. The rest of y'all got no chance.
Okay.
And what they're doing is being very Skip everywhere he goes. There are two people on him.
And they hit him.
Yeah, they touch him
hard.
up.
He
They
doesn't
touch
like
him
it.
up. They get into it.
No. All you need to know is Bruce Brown has been turned into the best player on the Nets. That's all you need to know because they're just saying, Bruce, be our guest. Have at it. You can do whatever you want. The other night, game 3, Bruce Brown attempted 19 shots. Kevin Bleepin Durant attempted 11 shots. How about Kyrie with 17? So Bruce Brown took the most shots. And guess who loved it? Ime Udoka says, thank you. It's my game plan. You fell right into my trap.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
When you say the playoffs are about what? Superstars. Bruce Brown's not no superstar.
I
So
guess
Bruce
not.
Brown's not going to beat you.
So he scored 26 big points, which was tremendous for Bruce Brown. Didn't help the Nets much at all, right?
Nope.
So now let's look at the big picture, shall we? Kevin Bleepin Durant has made 19 field goals in 3 games. He has 17 turnovers, 19 made and 17 turnovers. That is incomprehensibly bad. And to Steve Nash's credit, I thought he nailed strategically. He's not much of a coach because they won't let him coach.
Right. They didn't need a coach.
They didn't need a coach. But he did nail just sitting back on high. The biggest problem for the Nets so far, Kevin Durant's turnovers. As he said, they're unforced errors, they're completely out of character, and they lead to runouts the other way.
Yep.
What did Phil Jackson once say? Frankie V quoted him this they're, what do you call them?
F-ups.
They're compound. Yeah, compound F-ups. Well, they are because it's compounding the problem because you turn it over right here, it's okay if you can get back on defense, but mostly you can't get back on defense. So every time he F's up over here, it goes over there for a quick dunk that just gets the crowd going crazy or takes your crowd out of the game. Well, he's turned it over 6 times, and then 5 times the other night on Saturday. 6, 6, and 5. And they're horrendous errors where you're like, Kevin, what are you doing? Well, he's just lost. Right. He's overmatched, and then he just gets overwhelmed. And as you say, it's not natural to him to be a pass-first player, so he's trying to pass. How do I do this? He's completely discombobulated by the defense.
Yeah.
It's like he's playing against 8 Celtics at once instead of 5.
Well, I think the best thing to happen is that Ime Udoka was in San Antonio, so he's seen him up close in person when he was at Golden State and he was at OKC. He was on the bench last year in Brooklyn.
Yep.
So, Skip, you have a very good sense of how to defend him and the things that bother him. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to make Skip, and it's not like he's working on the Jason Tatum is outplaying him, and Jason Tatum is having to guard Kevin Durant. No. Kevin Durant is not having to guard Jason Tatum, or he really would be zapped. Skip, he played 46 minutes, and every game the minute total has increased. And I told you, I said, Skip, at some point in time, he's not 22, 23 anymore. He's about to be, 33? He's 33, about to be 34 in September.
Yep.
You can't play these kind of minutes.
Well, and to your point, he played almost 46 minutes, 45-54. And he took 11 shots in 46 minutes and got to the free throw line twice. I mean, he shot 2 free throws. He got there once and shot 2 free throws. Of course, he made them. He always makes them.
Yes.
He's one of the best. But how do you score 16 points in a must-win? It's just virtually a must-win, right? You have to win that game. And you decided you're going to be a facilitator in that game because they got you.
Well, I think in this game, tonight's game, Game 4, Skip, I think he's going to be ultra aggressive.
Well, he better be.
That's
all they got.
Kevin Durant's going to shoot somewhere between 25 and 30 times. He has to. Because here's the thing, Skip. Who the hell are you facilitating to? 4. Nick Claxton?
Yep.
Bruce Brown?
Yep.
Those guys. Skip, Claxton had 9 shot attempts. We'll give you those as long as number 7 is not putting the ball in the basket.
Yep.
If Kyrie is struggling, which normally their offense is, okay, Kyrie, you got the first 8 shots. You go ahead and do your thing.
Sure.
I'm going to sit over here and stand over in the corner.
Kyrie had the one great fourth quarter in game 1.
Yes.
Other than that, they've averaged exactly the same. KD is 22-5-5. Kyrie is 22-5-5. But Kyrie's getting a little bit of a pass because he's in the shadows right now of the meltdown that is Kevin Bleepin Durant, Kevin Durant.
Skip, you can't win a series when those two guys are averaging 22.
You cannot.
Now, if you got if Bruce Brown want to give you 22, you graciously accept that.
Yeah.
But Kevin Durant and Kyrie needs to be somewhere around 30 and 28.
These are the two that we went into this series proclaiming the greatest dynamic duo ever at shot making.
Yes.
And I think they just abdicated that all-time throne.
Right now, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown is outplaying them.
Well, definitely.
Outplaying them.
Yeah, and they haven't been great offensively, either one of them. Jason especially.
Probably got to go. Well,
he got to go in a little bit, but his numbers aren't great.
Right.
Yeah.
But Skip, I'm going to give Jason Tatum a pass because normally we don't see a guy, we don't normally ask a guy to go give us 30 and guard Kevin Durant.
Nope.
He's done as good a job guarding Kevin Durant as we've seen at any point in time in anybody's career. And that's Tony Allen, that's P.J. Tucker, you name a defensive guy.
Yep.
He's had, and then he's turned around and gave you 39 big ones.
So, last quick point. Would you believe the Nets, through 3 games, are making 45% of their threes, in large part because of various Patty Mills made 4 out of 5 the other night? So you're making threes at a high rate because Boston's only 34% from threes. So 45% to 34%. But they're not being made by Kevin Bleepin Durant.
And they're not coming in crucial times.
Nope.
The game's out of hand, and Patty Mills hit a couple the other day. But the guys that's going to beat you are Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving.
That's what I'm saying.
And they won't allow that to happen.
Nope.
So they let Bruce Brown get a layup. He started the game, Skip, on a 12-0 run by himself.
Yep.
He getting all the points by himself, and they're like, there you go, Bruce, there you go, Bruce. And the Celtics like, yes.
So what are Ben Simmons' initials? BS. And that's what it is.
That's your guy.
It's a bunch of
There
BS.
has
That's
been
your guy.
a lot of money lost on this series, gentlemen. Awesome start to this morning. This game tips at 7 p.m. tonight, so we'll see what the final chapter holds, perhaps.
Thank you for watching. You can subscribe here to get the latest from the show, and be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few other segments from our other shows on FS1.